the police post that was closer. Me and my little cousin, his name is Bol Nyokwang, he's a grown-up boy now. He's in Gambela, Ethiopia, in a refugees camp. It was a terrible afternoon because that was the time my dad left, and I was left alone with this little boy. And even 2 nights before, I was very sick with malaria. So I was actually sick when the whole process, the whole thing happened. So I spent the next 3 nights in Catholic Church. The cold night of December were mixed with fear, confusion, and some of those are some of the longest nights in my life. I was very young dreamer then, and I don't know anything. The politics in South Sudan was not part of my life at that time. But by luck, I was able to go to my grandfather's place, and I was taken to Animist. Many of you call it Unimist. Um, why do we remember today? Because we have to humanize the people that were demonized, people that were perceived not to be human beings. And that's why their life was taken away. Because today, the impact of genocide, it is estimated that more than 30,000 innocent Nath people were systematically, intentionally, and brutally massacred. This, you can look it up. The report from the international media outlets such as BBC, CNN, Africa Union Commission report, various media outlets, and prolific writers, academy writers, have actually documented evidence of life lost in Juba. And all of this, largely 95% of them were Nath people, innocent Nuer people. The Nuer community believe that, and we just don't believe, we know that we lost more than 50,000 loved ones. As a result, over 200,000 Nath people were forced to live in protection of civilian sites across South Sudan. This includes Unamis, many of you call it that way. So the Hanamis in Bentiu and other places like Malakal and, Bor. Half of them continues to live there to this day. The community was uprooted, with nearly 60% living in refugees camps across East Africa, including Ethiopia, where 500,000 people reside in refugees camps, as well as in North Sudan, Kenya, Uganda, Democratic Republic of Congo, and other countries. You see, the North lost their livelihood, including human resources, animal husbandries, farmland, fishing activities, as the genocidal regime occupied most of their homeland and continue to pursue its agenda of genocide to this day. This negative impact of genocide will have a long-lasting mark in the history of North people and the South Sudanese alike. There are people who talk about this, people like Robert Grinch. He's the head of a special program at the Electoral Institute for Sustainable Democracy in Africa. He reported that this is a genocide. People, great writer like Kelemen Fanio, who published a very good book in 2021, For the Sake of Data and Statistics, he published War and Genocide, and he noticed that it was a design genocide by the Dinka elite in Juba against the innocent North people. Popular media were like French 24 called it a genocide 2 months after the war just took place. Human Rights Watch in December 19, 2013 reported that the first cases of genocide took place in Mangatene, where over 200 Nuer young men and women were gathered and burned alive. I think the number was 300 and more because we have survivors of that incident. People like Tim Hedwet, who wrote an amazing book called Blood and Nile, How South Sudan imploded to just, into civil war 2 years after we got independence. Even Ivek Somenovic, top human rights official in the United Nations, has also published an article calling South Sudan civil war a genocide. There are a lot of evidence about this. So for me, the turning point in that genocide was when my cousin, Margaret Wishmark Mindet, a young man I grew up with in Nairobi, we have lived together the first 5 months of 2013 in Juba, as a young hustlers, young people struggling upside down. And the night before, December 15, we just actually finished watching wrestling. And when we came home, he went to his house. I was left in our compound, and the war actually separated us for more than 1 week. And arriving by the end of December in Hanamis, he told me that he's going straight to Malakal because his family were living there. I told him, I begged him, Mark, don't go. Bro, don't go. Those people in control of the airport, they are government of army, and this thing, it is all over the country. He could not listen to me because he's a man who loves his family. Upon arriving in Malakal airport, he was shot dead by the government army, and that was a turning point in my life. I became so traumatized, and it did bring all the memory of people that I saw dying and all of these people. Um, we honor today and remember the departed soul, our loved ones, in the name of God and our people. And we say, we will forgive but never forget. Why never forget? Because our loved ones were fathers, wives, mothers, sisters, brothers, uncles, sons, and daughters. They were the only one we had before they departed this world. Like any other human being, they deserve to live a life full of future, hopes, and potential. No one, and I repeat, no one has a right to take their life from them. No one has a right to take their life away from us. They were part of the human families, part of the greater human collective consciousness with memory of love, family, and life. But a regime in Juba decided to take them away from us. We say today, we humanize them from the man who dehumanized them. And that's why we remember them, because they are human beings like any other sons and daughters of this life and the next. What do we do? To heal and reconcile and unite South Sudanese people, particularly to regain the trust of the North people. And I say this without even choosing my word, it is imperative that these perpetrators of the genocide are held accountable. People like President Kiir must step down, by the way. History shows that those who committed genocide against people cannot unite, they cannot reconcile, and they cannot build a ethnic diversity and trust among the people they kill. It is impossible. And that's why I'm saying this. Those who wish to collaborate with Kiir should know that they are just gaining time and wasting our time and call for justice and accountability. They rather, and I say, eventually will face justice. And it is time for this to happen in South Sudan because Kiir is not exceptional to any dictator on earth that killed people. Must go and they will. While the loss of our people is profound and tragedy, um, it's also present an opportunity for us as North people to look into such atrocities that they should never occur in our nation again. This kind of genocide should not be wished even upon the worst enemies. Even me, if I have an opportunity today, I cannot kill them. I cannot kill those who kill me because it was something horrible, something horrific, and I could never wish it into my worst enemy. Therefore, I'm calling upon the North people actually to rise up in great number and never reconcile with the regime in Juba, actually and remove it from power. That is the only way we will have justice and for their nation to reconcile. We must establish an egalitarian technocratic system of governance, actually that safe and protect individual rights and empower the common people through equitable economic opportunities. This is our way of life as North people, and I believe it can empower the rest of South Sudanese people. And we must allow the free practice of political ideology without the constraint of ethnic hatred perpetuated by the few ethnic nationalists who are living and who are running SPLM today. I took the word of Honorable Dutu to the heart today, that even despite our brothers and sisters, our mothers and fathers inside this government we are still being killed today. Why? Because we have allowed sheep to lead us. And the North community should never be used as scapegoat for individual interest. We say no, and we will never accept that. So today, I would like to tell you that we humanize those who are demonized by this regime. And South Sudanese, sooner or later, will join us in great numbers
Yeah,
in remembering
but
our people we
but
lost.
but they quite conclude. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, young man. But I know it's not enough, and they also a great word of encouraging and also at the same time educating us.